identifier means it will read the data. It read the data with the help of the ID number. Okay, so here whatever the data it present in the ID, that will be reading it. Okay, so that is a read by identifier, and we'll discuss about few things. So main functionality of the read data by identifier is it where we are reading the data from the ECU. Okay, and it is where we can read the single data value or multiple data values. So whatever the data identifier it defines, so we can read this data. Example, if we say that F112, okay, it carries the data of 1 byte. Okay, so that 1 byte is 0, 1. Okay, so next I will mention like F113. So it carries a data of 2 bytes of data. So that is a 0 to 03. And next is 114. This is the data identifier. It carries the data of 4 bytes. Okay, so that means it is a 21, 24, 26, this and 28. So these are the 4 bytes of data it is carrying. And next it is having the 116. So it carries the data of 6 bytes. So like similarly like 31, 40, 32, 33, 43, and 45 and 46. These are example, guys. Okay, so this is part of the DIDs. Okay, so DID it defines the data identifier. Okay, so which carries the data of 1 byte. Okay, now I need to know what is the data it is carrying. So if I give 22 F112, okay, I will get a response of 62 F112 and the data. Okay, I am getting like this data. So similarly, I need to know about what is the DID it is carrying here. So if I read it 2022 F113, so I will get a response of F113 and 0203. So this is the data I am getting it here. Means whatever the services that we are using for, we can read the single data or multiple values. So it depends upon the identifier. Okay, so here the data identifier we call as a DID. Okay, you write down data identifier is nothing but DID. Okay, so DID is it have a unique numbers. So we saw right F112 it have a different unique number. F123 have the different unique number. Okay, DIDs are the unique numbers, so that are assigned to the specific piece of data within the ECU. And moreover, so it starts a range from it is a 2 bytes. Okay, so the 2 bytes it starts from 00 to FFF. Okay, so that is the range that is defined in the ISO 14429. Okay, so you need to remember this. Do know and moreover, what is the purpose of this? So this is a very important. It is used to read a vehicle information like VIN, engine speed, and vehicle speed. What is a VIN? So it is a vehicle information, vehicle identification number. Sorry, Gautam, you are able to hear, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please respond sometimes if because I may not see you, right? But I am seeing only my screen. So in that case, I lose the communication also. Okay, so give some response immediately sometimes. Okay. If you're not understanding, no, Chakravarti and Usha, please interrupt, means disturb. You can ask me in between the classes. Okay, clarify it. So where I can read the vehicle speed or engine speed data and vehicle information data with the help of this service ID. Okay, this is a very important point you can write down. And mostly, what is the purpose when we are using going for the test garage? The person will read the data and he will do the repair activity with the help of the service. So, what is the process? The process will be the tester or the developer or who are working on the services or repairing. They will send a request with the help of DID. Okay, so then the EC will be responded with the DID. Okay, the main important is we able to read the real time data. Okay, so that is important. Here the important points for you is this is the important point and the usage. Okay, of this is the point. And the process, yeah, we'll discuss it, like how we are sending the request and how we are processing the data. Okay, so you can write down these points. Okay, hope you written. And next is the format, how it will be. So the first request format, it will follows the service ID and data identifier. Okay, and the response will be the service ID plus 40 and the data identifier and the data. Okay, is it clear? Like, so this data identifier is it carries the info, it ranges from 000 to FFF. Okay, so this it start from here and it will end from. So in between we can use any values, but it should be always 2 bytes only. Remember. Okay, so now coming to the other topic. So the format how we are sending the request. So let's take example here as a this is my data here. Okay, and this is the DID. Okay, so data identifier specific number means this A1, A2 carries the data or stores the data, anything. It is storing data. Okay, not carrying. It is a storing data. Storing is same like it is holding, right? So storing data. So the storing data is 01, 02, 03. Okay, so now this is my data here. So what is the request I am sending? So like consider my request I am sending 22 and that followed by DID. This is the request, right? Chakravarti, is it clear? Like 22, A1, A2, it won't have the sub function. This is a DID. This is clear, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is very important. Like it won't have the sub function here. Okay. So now coming to the other point. So if it is a valid request, we'll get the response, right? So the response will be 62 A1 DID, and so next we'll get the data. So what is the data it should read? It should get 01, 02, 03 is the data that is reading it. Is it clear?
Sir.
Okay. So next, so similarly, like this is a positive response. Okay, in case of negative response, so we are sending out of it the whatever the frame it will support the service ID and moreover the DID. If you are trying to do some additional data, this is added data. Okay, so it won't support. So in this case, it is a invalid request. So we'll get the negative response saying that 7F, Y22 and YY. Okay, so this is a NRC code. So what are those NRC code? We know like each service have the specific NRC code. We'll go through that NRC codes. Okay, so let's go into it further. And next, similarly, we have the write data by identifier. So is it clear? Like still now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next will be the write data by identifier. So what is this write data by identifier? Means for 22, right? With the help of 22, we are reading it. Okay. So like suppose I'm going to read the data of A1, A2, it's storing data is 0103. Now I don't want this 010203. I need to change the value. So you can give like 2E, okay, and A1, A2, and you need to change the value of this, right? So I need to change like 11, 22, 33. So I'm changing this 001 to 11 and 0 to 22 and 03 to 33. I'm changing the value. So if I change this, then this changed value will be stored in this DID. Okay. So if I read it back again, Okay, like this is the positive response. I will get like this. Okay, you won't get any information here. So once I read back like 22 A1 A2, okay, so my response will be like A1 A2 and 11 22 33. This is my data. It should be okay in real time when we are walking. It should be there follow the same value. Like let's take another example. Like I will give you one hint where we can. So like there is a switch. Okay, so the switch value is 2E. Okay, so and switch DID is like consider like F001. This is the DID. Okay, so what they are saying, you need to read, you need to read, read the default value. You need to read the default value. This is a requirement in real time. Okay, so you need to read the default value is 0, 1. This is the default value. Okay, switch value is 2E and DID is F00. And you need to read the default value is 0, 1. Okay, so now as per requirement, we'll write a steps. So 22 F00. I am reading now. Okay, if I read late, I will get like 62 F001. Okay, so what is the default value? It should be a 01. Okay, if it is not 01, then it is a filed. The software is filed. We need to inform to the um, developers. Okay, that is a the process. I will have a further classes. Now, what is my switch value? It is a 2e. I need to write the switch value. So I will write like 2e F001 and switch value I need to write like 2e, right? So I am writing the switch value is 2e. So again, I will read back 6C F001. So now my value is written. So if it is written successfully, we'll get a positive response. But I need to confirm, right? So whether this value is written or not, again, I will read this 22 F001. So after reading this, I will get the value of 62 F001 2E. So I am reading back. We know about a read, no? So this is a read and this part will be the write and this will be the read. So here I am reading the value of default value and here I am writing the changing the value and I'm reading the changed value. Changed value. Usha Chakravarti, it's clear for you. You are able to understand why I written like this because to change the value. Is it clear? Right? You can write down these steps. These are a
Yes, sir.
running. Okay, you should write down. Gautam Chakravarti, you are able to understand, right?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Ujita. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like next we'll understand. So, read data by identifier is a diagnostic service used to retrieve the specific data values stored within the ECUs. We are reading the specific values. Okay. So, with the help of the identifier. So, what is the purpose? So, purpose is we are able to change the data, means allows the writing data to the specific DID. With that means, as I told you, read this is a for specific DIDs. We are able to change the values, means we are writing the values here. And so we'll send the request, and after sending the request, that whatever you need to write, so that values will be written with the help of this service ID, and we can change the calibrations. This is a very important. What is the purpose of write data by identifier? So allows the write data to the specific DIDs within the ECU, and the typically used for calibration purpose and configuration and updating the ECU parameters. So these are very important 2 points you need to write down in the notes. Remaining points under it's not required. So just for your understanding, and these 2 points are very important for your learning and for doing the revision, and in interviews also you need to give these 2 points. Okay, so is it clear? You written these 2 points?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next is what is the format you will follow? So we'll follow the format of the service ID, data identifier, and data. So whatever the data we need to write. So as I mentioned, the DID it will vary from 00, like consider like 001 is my data identifier, and data is like 22 or 24. So the service ID is 2E. Okay, so service ID E and the DID and 24. So once this successfully written, I will get the service ID identifier plus 40 means the 6E I will get, and the 001 is the data identifier that the DID will get means after successful written. So this is the format it will follow. Is
And
it
this
clear?
data will be only 1 byte, right? Length.
So it will be depends upon the DID. Like suppose if I take my requirement speaks about 001, it stores the value of only 1 byte. So that will be 1 byte. If I say the requirement it's carrying the different value, I can say different DID. It stores 4 bytes of data. So 1, 4, or 5, or 16, or 17. This is a 4 bytes of data in the requirement. Yeah, it have this DID will store this many bytes of data. It depends upon the DID and the stored values in it. It's
So
for
what, uh,
requirement standards. Yeah.
so what will be the maximum length?
So mostly some of the DIDs it can carry of 1024 bytes. So that is what I observed. And moreover, this data, this is the maximum. Okay, so the minimum it will be the 1 byte. Minimum 7
For
byte and
bits or bytes,
maximum
sir?
0 to 4 bytes. Yeah,
1024 bytes or bits.
this is a bytes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So because some of the TADs where they will read all the information details. Okay. But usually in interviews also you need to say like I observe only like 8 bytes of data, or some it carries 5 bytes, or some it carries 2 bytes. So like that you need to give within this data. Okay. You don't want to give highlight this 1024 bytes. This is for one understanding in real time. It will be there for some of the high IDs, but you don't want to give this information. Okay, they will ask you other plenty questions like this. Okay, you need to give one like 3 bytes or 1 byte, okay, or 5 bytes of data that you are able to read. So those details is important. Why I am saying this 1024 bytes is it's a calibration values. Okay, calibrations values is where we are adjusting the parameters for specific vehicle, right? So the variant or the calibration, for the whether we perform the calibration or variant or not. So with the help of the DAD, we are able to read this many bytes of data. Okay, that is a different concept for you. Okay, so it's a clear, right? Because so it will be a complicated concepts will be there in UDS also, but we in introduce they won't ask you much. It is a very simple and easier where you need to clear on the concept. Okay, let's go with our activity, like the practical way how we are sending. So here also we are considering the valid positive response and negative response. So let's consider the testing tool and issue test. So the request I am sending here as a 2E A1 A2, like I am sending the data value of 45. So after successful completion, I am getting a response of 6E and A1 A2. I won't have any data here because the format is we should get the service ID and the DID if it is the valid request that we are sending and if it is accepted. Okay, is it clear? So next is in case of invalid request, so I am sending because this is a here my data is only 1 byte. Okay, where I need to it supports only 1 byte of storage only. But here I am written additionally 2 bytes of data. Okay, so instead of 1 byte, I'm making as a 2 bytes. So here it won't support it. Here it will get a invalid request means ECU it won't accept the data. Okay, so that's why I will get a negative response of 7F, 2E service ID, and NRC code. Is it clear? You can write
Yes,
down
sir.
this point. Yeah. So 2 bytes are not supported. Not supported. not supported to the ECU. Chakravarti, Usha, did you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this UDS concepts is very important. So if you know this concepts, you will get a job.
Sir.
That's
If
for sure.
2 byte data, it will support. Right?
Yeah, sorry.
No.
Sir, in a DID, we can write 3 bytes of data, but if we write only 2 bytes of data and we left 1 byte empty, will it be a valid request or it is
Yeah. Actually, this A1, A2 is my DID. Okay. It supports only 1 byte. It supports only 1 byte. Okay. So when we write like 45 is the 1 byte, we are getting the positive response. I am trying to add my data again here. I'm means instead of 45, I'm giving like 47. This because you should not write. You should not write like this 45 because it you need to write when the format is specified. You need to, it will support only 1 byte. It will take only 1 byte only. If you are adding additional bytes, it cannot support.
So no, not like that, sir.
Mm.
In a DID where we can write 3 bytes of data,
Mm.
but we are writing only 2 bytes of data and leaving 1 byte empty.
Mm.
Will it be a valid request or invalid request?
It is an invalid request only. If you write 3 bytes also, it will be invalid request. If you add 4 bytes also, invalid request. When you write 1 byte, then it is a valid.
No, not in this DID, I'm saying, sir. In
Hmm.
other DID where we can write 3 bytes of data.
Hmm.
We are writing only 2 bytes and we are leaving 1 byte empty.
Yeah, so let's take one example here. We'll discuss further. So here, my request I am sending like like take the DID. Okay, we'll do some exercise now. So this is a D1, D2. This is a DID. D3, D4 is a one DID. Means these are a DID. Don't get confused. Okay, so next F1, 1, 2, F1, F0, 0, 1. Okay, like I will ask you one by one. Okay, this it will supports only 1 byte. That is 41. Next, this it will support 2 bytes. That is 42, 44. It supports 1 byte again. That is 24. It supports 1 byte again. So that is 48. Okay, so let's take it my example. I am sending 2E and D1, D2. Okay, this is my request. What will be the response, Chakravarti, here? What is the possible response? I will get it.
So D1, D2, and 24.
Okay. So actually, when we are sending the request, we are writing it. Okay. So here I need to write D1, D2. That is a 41.
41,
I
yes.
am writing. Okay. So when I will write like this, I will get a response of 6C, D1, D2. Is it clear? So this is the DID and the values I need to write it. Okay. If you're not visible, I am underlining it here. Okay. Let's go with the other person, Gautam. Okay. So let's take it here. The one more example.
One question, like
2E. Yeah. Tell me.
so right now I said like 24. F112 we are requesting, right?
Hmm. Yeah, still we are there. We'll discuss it. Just a moment. If you write 2E, D3, D4, this is a 42, 44. 42 and 44 is my 2 bytes of data. Okay. So Gautam, you can answer me. What is my response here?
Sir, 4E, D3, D4.
Not 4E, 2E plus 40, right? So it will be 6E.
6E, 6E.
6E and the DID is D3 and D4. This is my positive response. Okay, so now again you are saying that we'll change the value of 42 to 43 and 44 to 66. This is the value you need to change for
Yes,
the
sir.
DID. So what you are doing, you can do again 2E, D3, D4, 43 and 66. When you give this, again, you will get a positive response of 63, D3, D4. So this is a positive response. So means it is written. You are changing the value to 42, 43 and 60, 44 to 63. Okay. Now
Sir,
what we will do? Yeah. Tell me.
sir, my doubt is in D3, D4,
Hmm.
we can give 2 bytes, that is 43 and for 66. But
Hmm.
instead of that, we give only 43 means it will be a valid request or invalid request.
Invalid request.
We have to give what it is required. That 2 bytes mean we have to give both the 2 bytes.
Yes, you need to give. If not, you need to give the 00. Suppose if you say like 2E, D1, D2. Okay, so my D1, D2 is it supports only 1 byte. Okay, so 1 byte is 21. So if you give 00 and 21, because it have a format of 2E. In the memory we are mentioning like D1, D2, it will store only 1 byte data. That is a 21. If you are trying to add 00, where it will store? So it is a difficult, right? So that time ECU cannot accept the information. So it will accept when you are removing 00 and you are sending, then only it will be accepted. Is it clear or still you have doubt?
Clear.
Okay, so mostly like if it is a less numbers, it cannot accept. You need to fill the complete memory box. Like if D1, D2, it will support 01 means where you can write this is a data. Okay, so this data only you need to try to give. If you are trying to give additional data, it won't have the format, so it will be invalid data. It will be if you are giving this. And suppose if you consider I have a the D1 D3. Okay, so I'm giving additional data here. Okay, this contains 3 bytes of data. So this is a 3 bytes. If you try to miss 1 byte here, you cannot send. Means this is also invalid only. Okay, you need to give exactly how many bytes it can store. That many bytes of data only you need to change. If you're giving less or more, it will be invalid data only. Is it clear, Chakri and Gautam? In
Sir,
interviews,
Yes, sir.
they can ask you.
yes, sir. Got it. Like if you send invalid data, so
Hmm.
that response will get negative response, right? Or else any
Hmm.
other issues.
We'll get a negative response like this 7F, 2E, and YY. So YY is the NRC codes. We'll discuss it further. What are binary codes and how we are getting that, we'll discuss in further classes.
Okay.
Okay, so that NRC code will say, okay, you are sending an invalid message. I need a valid message like that. It will give in the response format. Okay, is it clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what are the supported NRCs for these 2Es? So for 2E and 2, so to read and write, it will support 13, that is in invalid format or incorrect message length. And next will be 22, condition not correct. Okay, so next will be the 31, request out of range. So 31 will be the request out of range, and 33 is the security access denied. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so next coming to the security access. So this is a very important concept here. So where you need to learn about the security access as a 27. You can write down security access 27. Security access 27. So why security access is required is because when you make some changes in the software or when you need to read some data, okay, you need to get a permission you for modifying or for reading anything you need to get the permissions. Without permission, you cannot do some modifications in the softwares. Okay. So this is the whatever highlighted in the red. So security access is a diagnostic services. It is used to grant access to perform a security sensitive operations within the diagnostic sections, such as you are reading it or writing to the memory areas. We need the security access. Okay, so without security access, it is difficult for to take the data. Okay, so is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So next is the other what is the purpose? So where we can modify the data in the ECUs, and moreover, first we need to get the permission. Then only we need to do the modifications. Without that, we cannot perform any action. So with the help of these services, we are able to uh, read or modify the information related to the safety related or some security concepts that we are able to access it. And there are two specifically, it will follow the seed request and key concept. Okay, so the important lines here is the it purpose is to provide the method for accessing of the information, and these are the two important ones you need to write in the notes. And this server service grant read and write access to the specific services. And this is a very important, I would like to say to you. So odd values means 0 1 will be the odd numbers, 0 3 0 4 sorry 0 5 0 7, these are the odd numbers. So can you tell me the even numbers?
0204.
Yeah, okay. 02 04 06 08, the even numbers. So whatever the odd numbers we say, this will be a part of a seed. Okay, and even numbers will be a part of a key. This is a very important. Okay. Okay, so here, this is a very important. The odd values are used for seed request, while the next value means odd after it will be even. Okay, so next even number values will be the are used to send the security key to unlock the ECUs. Means I need to read some secure data. Like imagine like you have a cupboard. Okay, so in the cupboard you kept some gold. Okay, so to take that cupboard gold from the cupboard, you need some, you locked it completely, you locked it. Third person means some thief or some third person came, he need to get that gold. Okay, so if he need to come and get the gold, okay, what is the first step he need to take? So first step is he should take the key and he need to see the cupboard. Then he need to try to he have a 10 keys. Okay, in 10 keys only one key will be set to the cupboard. So he need to give the exact key to unlock it, right? So like how ATMs we have a three levels, so pins. If we give three pins wrong pins, the third fourth time when you give, it will be locked. Similarly, this is a part of a unlocking and reading of the information of our the data which stored in the software. Okay, we need to protect it, and the third person should not access those data. So that is a we have a seed and key relation. Going forward, we can explain you on this. But remember, this is a two subfunctions. Two subfunctions is seed and key. It have a subfunctions. Okay. Security access, you can write down security access. Odd values are used to seed request, while the next even values are used to the key security key to unlock the ECU. Okay, and next is it follows the seed and key concept relation. So how it works, the first seed will be sent from the client to the ECU, and then seed will so while sending the seed, so first the seed will get some values. Then based upon the values, so the it will be modified with the key. and again this key will be sent it. Okay, so what is the format it follows? So it have the service ID, so it have the sub functions in it. Okay, so what is the format it will follow? So it have the seed. So when it is requesting the seed, it will follow the service ID and the sub function. Okay, so the sub functions we have is 01 and 02. Okay, so 01 and 02. What is 01 is seed and 02 is key. In case, as I told you, seed values, if I give 03 and here key value will be 04. Again, if it is a seed value is 05 means it will be a 06. Like this, seed and key will be followed. Means seed is always odd numbers and key is always even numbers. So this is what you should remember. These are the sub functions we have. Usually we can consider 01 and 02. In real time, we are using the other numbers. Okay. So now what is the response? It will follow service ID plus 40 sub function and seed value. We'll get, because I am sending the request here. So after sending the request, I will get the seed value here. Okay, so after getting the seed request, I am sending the key again. So as I told you, like these are the two relations, seed and key. So seed, I'm requesting the seed again, the service ID plus sub function and the valid key. Means whatever the seed I'm sending, right, like seed value, like seed value plus key. Okay, so it will follow some algorithm here. So I'm making as a key. The output is a key. I created a key and this key I am sending here. So after sending this key, I will get a response of positive response of service ID plus 40 and sub function. Okay, these are very important format you need to remember, the key and seed relations. Okay, you have any doubts on this still? About the frame format of the security access. In interviews, definitely they will ask you this. So without this concept, no interview will be completed. You have a definite one question on this topic. They will ask you what you know about security access, what are the subfunctions it have, how the value will be sent, who will send, who will get the value. All the questions will be there. Is it clear?
Sir, if you give a wrong key, what will happen?
We'll get an NRC and a negative response. It is invalid, no? So we'll get the NRC.
Is there a limit or we can access multiple?
It is like the whatever the seed we request, no? Suppose let's consider. So this is your locker, okay, where you kept some gold. Okay, so now the person who came to unlock means he need to open the locker and take the gold. That is the output. My final output is gold. Okay, so now locker is there. So the owner, what he will, owner is locked here completely. Okay, so now the slave came. Slave means who is working with the owner. So he's requested, owner, give me the lock. Okay, so the request how he ended is with the help of seed. Means he is taking the permission in terms of seed. Okay, owner like 27 and subfunction asking, give me the lock. Like servant is asking in terms of seed. This step you need to focus only this step. Owner is asking, means slave is asking to the owner, give me the locker. Okay, so where the gold is kept, give me that lock. So then owner told, okay, so what the owner told is, you okay, go to in the locker I kept. Okay, so in the locker, so like assume that we have it 5 lockers. 5 lockers we have. So owner told there are 5 lockers. In the 5 lockers, I kept on the locker 3. Okay. So locker 3, he given the hint. In the locker 3, I kept the gold. So that is a seed value. Now what this slave will do? Okay, he will go to the, he need to open only one locker. Okay, so he cannot open all the lockers. Now what the slave will do? His slave will take the key. Okay, so and with the key, he are able to opening the locker. So if locker 3 is correctly fixed, means the key is given correctly to the locker 3. If it is a correct one. If it is, imagine this key, whatever the key he given for locker 5 and he is giving to locker 3, it cannot work, right? If it is both key and locker is matched with these values, then only the key is a valid key. If it is not, it will be the invalid. So now the key is the valid key, and then he opened the locker and he took the gold. So that is what the security access it will be, where we are taking the secure data and maintaining the secure information. Okay, any doubts on this? Chakri, Gautam, Usha, Pujit?
Sir, one more general thing. So let's say for seed we send 01 sub function. Okay. So if in return USD key, if you receive 04, it will work because like format is that okay. 0104 or else 0108. Both are even and odd only, but numbering will be different. It will work.
Actually, whenever you are using as a seed as 01, in the key, the +1 you should be followed. +1 means it will be a 02 only you should follow. And similarly, when you are using 03 here in the seed, you should have a +1 means it will be a 04. You should follow like this only. Okay, so that is the sequence we should follow. And moreover, so whatever I mentioned, 01, 02. Okay, so this is like a L1 security. And next will be the L2. It will be 03, 04. These are levels will be there. 05, 06. In real time, it will be like this. So when they are using these numbers, no? So like you told, like 01, I can use like the seed, and 04, I can use like a key. No. So these are the security levels it will be there that they will implement in the software. But some of the companies or the softwares, they won't do this. They will follow only 01 and 02. Or sometimes they will follow 03 and 04. These are the levels. Is it clear, Chakri?
Yes, sir, got it.
Okay, now our example will take like my seed request is I'm considering like S1, S2, and key request is K1 and K2 and K3. This is the seed request and key request. Okay, so let's consider tester tool is and the ECU. So I'm sending a request of 2701. So what is 01 here? It is a sub function. It is 1 byte. Okay, and 27 is service ID. Next, I'm requesting the seed, guys. So what is the response I will get? I will get a 67, means 27 plus 40, and the sub function, and the S1, S2 is the seeds. I will get it. Is it clear? So next is the response. So again, the request I am making. So now whatever the S1, S2, right? S1 plus S2, I need to send the key. Okay, I will add as a K here. When I will add the K, so this is K1, K2, it will be added. Okay, K2 and K3. This is like a whatever I am doing, no, it is a kind of a magic. So that magic we call as a crypto algorithm. Don't say magic and all in real time. Okay, so in interviews also. So it will perform the crypto, means it will be the crypto algorithm it will be. Okay, so means it have a specific calculation. It is a crypto algorithm, is specific calculations will be there. Okay, you cannot you cannot say this it will have the specific calculation based upon the specific calculation. Means we receive the seed based upon the specific calculations. Okay, in interface you need to say like this. Okay, don't say the crypto algorithm. Based upon the specific calculation, we'll send the key request. So like that you need to give. Okay, so we'll send a request of 2701. After that, I will get the after that I will receive the seed data. So that seed data will be, so you need to write down seed data will be calculated and generate the key, generate the key, and then key will be requested. You need to say like this in interface. Okay, so I'm making now 2701. So this is a sub function. I am giving the key here. So after giving this key, I will get a valid key. So what is the valid key I will get? It is a 6702. Okay, so this is a valid key. That is the response I am getting here. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's how the security access means. We'll discuss about invalid. Okay, so this is the two sub functions. Okay, we need to use same time. Sub function 1 we need to use, that is 01, and sub function 02 also we need to use same time to get the valid security to unlock the ECU. So if you are getting this valid key, means that ECU is unlocked. ECU is unlocked means you are able to read the information. If we are receiving the valid key, means ECU is unlocked. You can write down this. Okay, is it clear, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Next, coming to the other point. Okay, so what are the invalid requests it have? So it have we are sending the request as 270XX. So usually when we are sending the service ID and sub function, if you have the additional byte here, right? So that is a invalid request. It won't accept. You'll get the response of 7F27 and YY. That means NRC code, you'll get it. Similarly, when you are requesting the sending of the key, if you are, this is a invalid. Okay, so this is a invalid. If you are, means here the invalid key is sent. Okay, so this is a invalid key. So then that is a invalid request you are sending along with the key. So you'll get the negative response here. Because here we'll send the key value, no? So here XX it talks about 2702. So here 22 is about the key. So whatever the key we are sending, it is a invalid. Then we'll get the negative response. Is it clear? This is the invalid request of the 27 security access. Hope you understood this security access. This is a very important concept. Okay, so these are the supported negative response. 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 About the sessions, like whenever we power on the ECU, it will be in a default section. Okay, so to jump into the other sections like programming section or extended sections, so okay, so you need to enter, like if you give default section as 1001, it will be in default section. So you need to move into the programming section or the extended section. If you give 1003 or 1002, you will enter into the specific sessions. Okay, so once like every section have a timeout. Okay, So every section, this, if we enter into the extended or programming section, it will stay only for 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, what will happen? It will jump into the default section only. Okay, so from the programming section or extended section, you can come directly into the default section. Like when you give 10.02, sorry, 10.01, you will jump into the default section. Okay, normally when you move into the programming section or extended section, any safety sections also, the timeout will be there. That once the timeout for 5 seconds is completed, it will move to the default section directly. So this is about TesterPresent. Is it clear? So here,
So that,
yeah, tell me.
so that 5 seconds is fixed, or we can change the time?
No, it is a fixed in the current softwares or current industries, whatever the sections, no, some section, it will be a 5 seconds only default, each and every section, because the software implementation, it will be like this. We know about AutoSAR software, no? So AutoSAR software, it have many layers, they are configured. So each and every layer, it will support only 5 seconds. You need to stay more than 5 seconds. Okay, so I need to stay for 10 minutes or 1 hour into the programming section or extended section. Okay, so then our TesterPresent is came into the picture. So with the help of 3, we can stay more than 5 seconds. Okay, but how we can stay more than 5 seconds? We're going to learn this TesterPresent concept. Okay, so let's consider the TesterPresent. This is specifically for the software to work on the different layers and the functionalities. Okay, so the purpose of the TesterPresent is to keep the session alive. Okay, so I have like as a part of the diagnostic tool. Okay, the tester, it's present and we're ready to communication, means it should have a the connectivity of the CANoe, the client, okay, and the server should be continuous communication should be required. Okay, and moreover, where the tool, like whatever the CANoe tool we are using and the ECU, it should be communicated, and whatever it should be in a continuous. Okay, like where without TesterPresent, it will stay for 5 seconds. No, we need to send every time 10.02. I need to send every 5. After 5 seconds, it will be timeout. So within the time, like you need to send continuously, right? So within imagine like this is a 4 seconds. After 5th second, it will change to default section. Okay, so first you can consider like 10.02. So after 5 seconds, it will be changing to 10.01. So when you do before, what will happen? So when you are sending the request of 10.02, so it will be stays in the same location. Okay, same section only. So that means you need to, whatever the section you are staying, it will be sending continuously. Okay, so example, like consider, so there will be the TesterPresent, like he is sending continuously, periodically he is sending to keep the section active. Okay, so whatever the default section or programming section, you need to stay, it should be sent continuously. And moreover, until ECU, like ECU should be terminated or the tester should be terminated. And until that, it will stays in the programming section or in the extended section only. So user should terminate or ECU should terminate. Means it should come out from this programming or extended section to default. The ECU or the tester should do it. Okay, what is the main purpose of this? So this is a very important point you need to remember. So continuous communication between you need to write down continuous communication between the diagnostic tool and the ECU. This is the first point. Okay. Next is another point will be the section timeout and maintaining the ability to perform diagnostics task effectively. So this is just for term you need to remember. Okay, and the another point you need to write down, sections keep session keep alive other than default section. Sessions keep alive other than default section. Other than default section is programming section, extended section, safety section. So this all it will be alive. So session keeps alive other than default section until tester ends. Means what is the tester is? Tester is our CANoe tool, or we are a part of the tester. Present means we should be present all the time to keep the section alive. No? So instead of we, so here 3 is helping us. Okay. So 3 is helping us to keep more than 5 seconds. Is it clear? So these are very important 2 points you should remember. Getting right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, these are just terms where you need to go in detail, but it's not much. But the important points, whatever I underline, whatever I written, you should be written in your notes. Next, what is the frame format for the tester present? So the request format will be like 3 service ID and sub function, and positive response will be the service ID plus 40 and the sub function. So this is the format you should follow. Okay, you cannot give the DID. If you give the DID means it is a invalid format. You will get a NRC. Okay, response is that EC is responding. We cannot, EC will say whether you are sending the correct data or wrong data. Okay, so invalid data or wrong data, or so that will be part of the ECU. It won't accept. That will be the tester present. So what are the sub functions it have in tester present is, sorry. Please. Let me make it. So here, the first step will be the so sub functions. So 0, 0. So 0, 0 is this is a very important. I would like to say suppress positive response message indication. That is the SPRMI. Write down 0, 0 is suppress. Suppress means it is stopping. Okay, suppress means just it is holding, not like stopping. Suppress positive response message indication. So that we are writing as a SPRMI. Okay. Very important. So this SPRMI, when you give 0, 0, it is not supported. Okay, see, SPRMI is not supported. Means what will happen is whatever bit 7, whenever bit 7 is 0, means the EC will not send the positive response to the client. Okay, it will suppress the positive response. This is a very important 3 points you should write down. You can write the same like 0, 0 means suppress the positive response message indication, SPRMI not supported. You can write down this. Below that, you can write down when bit 7 is 0, the EC will not send the positive response to the client, which means it will suppress the positive response. Very important point, it will suppress the positive response when you are giving 0, 0. In interviews, they will ask you. This will be the tough concept where you need to remember. And 0, 8, 0. So how we got a 8, 0 is, so whenever bit 7, like imagine like my bit 1 byte is a 0, 0. Okay, so I'm writing like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so here bit 8. So bit here it starts from bit 0 and bit 7. Okay, so here my bit 7 is this is the one. So like 1, 2, 4, 8, right? So like 8, 0 it is. This is my sub function. If it is 0 means it is a 0. So my 8, 0 is bit 7 is 1. So when bit 7 is 1, that means whatever the suppression positive response message indication is supported. It is supported. 1 means it is supported. Okay. So ECU will send the positive response to the client, means no suppression of positive response. This is a very important point. 80 means it won't suppress. Because we are getting a positive response. Okay, and here 00 means so it suppressed. It is suppressed. 00 means it's suppressed. You can write down this. 00 means suppressed. 80 means won't suppress. In interviews, you can remember this type of words where it will be easier for you. Okay. So SPRMI. So these are the two functions. What indicates how we are sending. So here the tester tooling is there and EC will be there. So Gautam, Chakri.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what are the two sub functions we have?
0, 0, 0.
00 and 80. Very good. 80. Yeah. So those are the two sub functions. Now I am requesting with 300. 00 means it is a suppressed or it won't suppressed.
It will suppress positive response.
We will get the positive response. Good. So here SPRMI 1. So we'll get a no response.
No, data got suppressed, right?
Yeah. So whatever the data we are saying, it got fully suppressed. We are not getting any response. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So you won't see any response also. Means 7 for like if it is a 3, right? So 3 means you should get a 40 means 40. 7 you should get. You are not seeing that because it is fully suppressed. It is fully suppressed. Data is suppressed here. Data is holded. Whatever the tester present you are sending, no, it got suppressed. Okay, so when you send 380 SPRMI 1, what it is?
It won't suppress response.
Yes, it won't suppress the response. So means we'll get a positive response of 7080. Is it clear? This is very important concept you should remember. Only you should remember is it is a suppressed here, won't suppress here. That's it. This is very easy to remember, and you can remember like this. If it is 0, it will be suppressed. If it is 1 SPRMI, it won't be suppressed. When it will be 1, whenever it is 80, it will be 1. If it is 00, it will be this SPRMI also 0. Just blind remember is 0. Here it is 00 means it is fully 0. Here it is 1 means it is 80. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it have the sub function. Okay, so next is what are the NRCs it will support? It have the 12, 13 sub functions. These are the two supported NRCs.